to request him for his speech, Mr. Michael Patrick Foley, Chief Executive Officer, Grameenphone.
Thank you so much. I'm going to be very brief this morning. First of all, welcome to GP House. But I think this morning, for today and tomorrow, we can call it safely Brack House. We're very honored to have you here today. I might believe, without insulting any of my clients, that the average IQ in this building has never been higher. And I want to say that you are, in fact, the legacy. And one moment of this, if you think about your great-grandparents in the British Raj running businesses and having these businesses survive as an entrepreneurial class in Bangladesh, driving the culture and the people forward through partition, through the language conflicts from 48 to 52, from great natural disaster in 1970 to a stolen election to a revolution and a war in 71, the death of the founder of the nation in 75 and his family, military dictatorships, nationalization, reprivatization, more challenges, and now for the last 10 or 12 years, significant sustainable growth. And one can say it's not a miracle. It's a product of vision and policy and partnership between government and business. But you're the next generation. And the next generation will not be as dependent and cannot be as dependent on manufacturing and RMG. We have fantastic stories. Walton next door, now building 300,000 refrigerators a month and going into export. Pran, building plastic goods and moving all over the world. Square Pharmaceutical initially was created for domestic production, now has FDA-approved laboratories and sending stuff all over the world. So it's not just about manufacturing, and of course the legendary RMG business of Bangladesh. But that's not enough. 2 million young people come onto the workplace every year in Bangladesh. Either we find 2 million jobs, or we find 200,000 people even able to create 10 jobs each, or a mix thereof, or else we're not going to be able to supply enough employment. And the biggest, one of the most important vectors in order to supply this employment is the IT sector, the innovation sector, the next level of entrepreneurship, which is something which is genetically ingrained, socially ingrained in the people of Bengal and of Bangladesh. Something that has helped you grow over the last 100 years. So you have an awesome responsibility, not just to yourselves or to your families, but to the society as a whole, to create new value, wealth, employment, so that this growth story continues over the next 50 years for your lives. And that's why you see the incredible investments that are happening by organizations like BRAC and like us. You know, in 2009, when the doctrine or the policy of digital Bangladesh was named, that was 1 year after 4G had launched everywhere else in the world, and we were still a 2G nation and not a very strong one. 2013, 3G was launched. 2018, 4G was launched. 2020, 21, we're going to see 5G and have caught up to the rest of the world, where they have gone from 3G to 5G in the space of 30 years. We will have done it in 8 years. It's imperfect. It's not always great. Sometimes we have problems. Sometimes we have issues, like the Canadian High Commission. It's an inside joke. I'm going to get hell for that later on, but that's okay. Even my own High Commission doesn't have coverage because they don't want to let me put equipment in. Having said that, we are going to do our parts, but we cannot create all the jobs. Organizations like BRAC ITS, BRAC Bank, the organized BRAC, the organization, commercial partners like the telecommunications industry can play a role by creating a framework where which you can actually create that next level of wealth in the country. Your job in the next 36 hours is to prove again that we can do it. And I'm going to come in and see you guys. I live about 15 minutes away. And I know that Friday mornings are not normally spent doing this.
Absolutely.
Friday mornings are usually spent. And I really love that you're here today. And I'm really looking forward to seeing the energy level will be up with the music at 2 a.m. and I'll be back for that too, okay? And then we'll see you on the 23rd and celebrate everybody, not just the winners, everybody. Thank you for being here. It's so energizing. Have fun.
Thank you so much. Let's give him a big hand.